I wish I didn't have to talk about this clown again. I really do. But unfortunately, I have to. Now, Tucker Carlson, Fox News' Tucker Carlson, a man who fancies himself a journalist, which he is nothing more than a blowhard, has said that the National Security Agency, the NSA, is spying on him. Now, forget the fact that he's a hypocritical, racist scumwad. Forget the fact that he's a racist scumbag. Just take a look at what he says, and he gives his rationalization for it. Take a look.
But it's not just political protesters the government is spying on. Yesterday, we heard from a whistleblower within the U.S. government who reached out to warn us that the NSA, the National Security Agency, is monitoring our electronic communications and is planning to leak them in an attempt to take this show off the air. Now, that's a shocking claim, and ordinarily we'd be skeptical of it. It's illegal for the NSA to spy on American citizens. It's a crime. It's not a third world country. Things like that should not happen in America. But unfortunately, they do happen, and in this case, they did happen. The whistleblower, who is in a position to know, repeated back to us information about a story that we are working on that could have only come directly from my texts and emails. There's no other possible source for that information, period. The NSA captured that information without our knowledge and did it for political reasons. The Biden administration is spying on us. We have confirmed that. This morning we filed a FOIA request, a Freedom of Information Act request, asking for all information that the NSA and other agencies have gathered about this show. We did it mostly as a formality. We've also contacted the press office at both NSA and the FBI. We don't expect to hear much back. That's the way that usually goes. Only Congress can force transparency on the intelligence agencies, and they should do that immediately. Spying on opposition journalists is incompatible with democracy. If they are doing it to us, and again, they are definitely doing it to us, they are almost certainly doing it to others. This is scary, and we need to stop it right away.
Oh, I'm going to rip them shit. I'm going to rip this guy to shreds. Oh, yes, I am. It's going to be fun. First off, that last moment he said, spying on journalists is incompatible to democracy. Were you saying that when it was revealed that Donald Trump tried to use the government to spy on other journalists or members of Congress? I didn't hear that from you, Tucker, you hypocrite. I didn't hear that from you. So spying on opposing journalists is incompatible to democracy. Wow. Wow. I'm wondering why you didn't say that when Trump... I'm sorry, I keep repeating myself on this. I have to say it because, quite frankly, it's hypocritical of him to say this. Now, he says he went to FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act request. Now, this isn't going to go anywhere. The NSA is not surveilling. Let's get this out in the open, shall we? What he's talking about is incidental collection, which simply states that if you can communicate with a foreign national, especially a foreign national that is loyal to another government, especially a hostile government, your name's going to be mentioned in those communiques. So maybe that's what he's talking about. But they're not actively surveilling you. They're actively surveilling the target, who happens to be a foreign national, who has allegiances to a foreign government. And your name was mentioned. They're not actively surveilling you personally, Tucker. And what really bothers me about this is that not only the hypocrisy of which I just mentioned when it comes to Trump doing the same thing to CNN reporters, to Washington Post reporters, and members of Congress and the Senate over the Russia controversy, the Russia controversy that he was trying to bury. All this is coming from the fact that we have reason to believe, I have reason to believe, that Tucker Carlson is actually talking to someone from a foreign nation. The way I see it is this: Tucker's trying to cover up with something. This is a cover-up. And whether he's trying to cover up, I don't know. We'll see. But calling yourself a journalist, you're not a journalist, Tucker. You're not a journalist. Fox News, your bosses at Fox News even made the statement that this is just entertainment and you shouldn't take it seriously. That's coming from your bosses, Tucker. And I don't take you seriously. I find you incredibly dangerous. Not because you're someone like Dan Rather, who is taken seriously. Not because you're someone like just throwing some names out there. Anyone on Fox News that actually reports the news. You're nothing more than a clown that's appealing to the lowest bomb denominator in this nation. The way I see it, Tucker, you need to stop this. Because quite honestly, quite frankly, every time you open your mouth about this, it just shows me, and it shows the rest of the country, how incredibly dangerous and how incredibly stupid people like you are. I think you're coming up for something that's going... I think the crap right now is heading for the fan for you. Your show is about to be taken off the air. You're losing advertisers day after day after day. And you're spreading the big lie that that the election was stolen from Trump, when not one shred of evidence has been shown. It just shows to me that you're either really stupid or you're afraid, or both. I hope your show does get taken off the air, because quite honestly, you are nothing more than a white supremacist monster. You've shown it all over. Every time you open your mouth, no one is trying to take you off the air, but honestly, you should be taken off the air for the crap you've done in just the last few months. And why? Because Donald Trump. It's not about Donald Trump. Honestly, it's got to stop. It just has to stop. Because as long as it keeps going on, that kind of damage is just going to cause, this kind of stupidity is going to cause more and more damage to this country than you could ever dream of. You're spreading lies about being surveilled by the NSA. So what have you got to hide, Tucker? I think you got a lot to hide. My advice to you: stop crying and start running. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.